All right, welcome to the WildCard Sports Podcast. Here we go. We are live here on Twitch. This will be uploaded later to YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, welcome to my channel. Welcome to the podcast. And we're gonna sum up today this week's events in the sports world. And we got three main topics we want to talk about today: the Russia-Ukraine war, how it's affecting the sports leagues. We're gonna talk about Dearon Fox scamming some fans out of his NFT rug pull. And then we're going to go talking about some MLB Lockout news, like always, because we want this MLB season to be back in full force. So we're going to be talking about that. Then we're going to talk about the games of the week, the weekend coming up. We got some good NBA games coming up, a few good NHL games coming up. We'll talk about that towards the end of the episode. And yeah, feel free to chime in here if you're on Twitch right now. Jump in if you have any questions, comments, all that good stuff. So first topic I wanted to talk about: the war in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine. It's not a good thing that's going on there. None of us want war. I mean, I'm sure there's some crazy people out there that do, but we're in 2022, and that's the last thing that should be happening right now in all these countries. Fighting over land in 2022, it's kind of ridiculous. But here we go. I know there's more to it than that, but here we go. We're going to take a look at how the war has affected sports in general. So we're going to switch on over here. All right, so the main few things this war has affected sports-wise. So the Champions League final was supposed to be played in St. Petersburg this year. It's the final. That's a huge deal. And this year it will not be played. They officially canceled that game in St. Petersburg. I don't know if they've picked the spot where they want to move it. I'm sure they have a spot. I'm going to have to research that. But yo, what's up, JT? JT in the chat first. But I don't know where they moved the game to. But that's a big deal. That's a final. Another big story that we got, or another big cancellation is, where is it? They have it here. Yeah, the F1 Grand Prix race in Russia. Canceling it, not holding it there in Russia anymore. So that's a big deal there. And JT, you said Canucks killed the Flames yesterday, 7-1. There you go. Are the Canucks even in the playoff race right now? All right, so back to this page here. Sorry about that. So yeah, soccer going on in Ukraine and Russia. They were going to be playing today, but of course, with all these things going on, they can't be playing. As you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube from the thumbnail, the soccer players are sounding off stop war. We got Ovechkin. He's Russian. He's saying stop war. He doesn't want war. He wants peace. So all of us are not wanting war, obviously, but this is affecting the sports world. And people are boycotting. There's sponsors. We got a sponsorship deal, as you can see right there. I remember they were sponsoring Manchester United, a German club, Schalke 04. Those are Russian sponsors, so those teams have canceled those sponsorships. So, Russian companies are getting screwed over too, so they're kind of screwing themselves over. So Russia's economy is going to be really hurt by this, and especially companies that are sponsoring teams. Am I live on YouTube? No, we're only live on Twitch right now. This will be put up on YouTube later today. So yeah, that's how it's affected the sports world, this Russian-Ukraine war. And there's going to be more things happening, I'm sure. Of course, this happened right after the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. So, we got the Olympics out of it. But if it would have happened in the beginning, we probably wouldn't even had the Olympics again. So that's the crazy thing about this. And this is, always a developing story, but, it's a pretty big deal that's going on in the sports world right now. So I just wanted to touch on that. There's going to be more things getting canceled or rescheduled because of this, but usually it's all European type sports like football, football meaning soccer, and maybe some other sports there. JT in the chat wants to talk football. Yeah, Russell Wilson to the Saints. I saw some rumors about that. I'm seeing Russell Wilson to the Steelers. That's an option. You're saying Washington too. Yeah, I don't know. He's not going to be a Seahawk. I don't think he's going to be a Seahawk. I mean, I'd be shocked if they kept him, but they're going to try to get something good out of him. And then speaking of other quarterbacks, they're saying Niners might keep Russell Wilson here. So, or keep Russell Wilson. Well, keep Jimmy Garoppolo. Sorry about that. Niners would keep Jimmy Garoppolo and not get rid of him. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind Jimmy G. I like Jimmy G. So another big thing I want to talk about, we heard about this like breaking news. Well, at least I heard about it yesterday. I think it broke with De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. That's my team. I'm a Sacramento Kings fan. I guess De'Aaron Fox started some NFTs, and he sold over $1.25 million of NFTs, I heard, and all of a sudden he tweeted out he's no longer with the project right now, and he lost tons of people, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars, and it's kind of messed up, but we're gonna look more into it. I could see both sides of it. He didn't try to scam people on purpose. It wasn't a scam. He was just saying, he's like, I need to put my focus on the Kings and the NBA season. I started doing this NFT project in the middle of the season. That was horrible timing on his part, and he admitted to that. So he's saying that the project's not over. The NFT thing is not over. He's going to come back to it. So that's the thing that he wants to do, is come back to the NFT project once the season's over. So technically, if you were a fan that bought an NFT from him, you didn't lose your money yet. Just hold on to it. Don't get rid of it, because I'm sure he's going to come back to it, make good due diligence on it, and make good with his fans, and create value for his NFT. I think it will be worth something. And if you have it, hold on to it. Don't freaking sell it. So yeah, let me look into it really quick. So yeah, there's some news here. I'll pull it up right when I get it. All right, so let's pull it up. So there you go. De'Aaron Fox NFT scandal explained. We're not going to go through the whole article. Fox's underrated player. JT says, yeah, I mean, he's our best player as a King, and he's a great player overall. So I'm glad we hung on to him. I just feel bad for him because he's on such a bad team year after year. Even with Sabonis, we got whooped last night from the Nuggets. But maybe next year. We're not making the playoffs this year unless we go on some kind of crazy winning streak. But so here we go, looking into it. So here's oh my gosh, come on. Well, I guess they want you to pay. Let's go into a different article. Let's fix this. So did De'Aaron Fox really defraud people for $1.5 million in a rug pull scheme? Let's look into it. Just a second. Here we go. So yeah, he raised over $1.5 million in December. It's being called a rug pull because he's not in it anymore, but he's technically not out of it. Let's see if we could find the tweet here. Oh, here we go. So right here, it's he wants to address the project. The project launch was ill-timed. So he, launched it at a bad timing in the middle of the season when he should be focusing on the Kings. Right here, I must fulfill, the Sacramento Kings into their loyal fan base. So he's doing the right thing there, and I totally agree with him. He should be focusing on basketball and not NFTs right now. But I look forward, so right here, I look forward to doing this again the right way and adding value to my NFT holders. I'm excited to learn from the entire NFT community as well. This project will be updated at the conclusion of the NBA season. So he's not screwing everyone over like everyone's thinking. A lot of people are so pissed off at him because he's, taking a break from it. But guys, if you were to buy an NFT from him already, keep it. Just keep it. It's not going to, maybe it's losing value right now, but hold on to it. He's going to get back to it. And I feel like that's going to make it even more profitable if you hold on to it because there's a big story behind the NFT. So that's what I think on that. Yo, what's up, Avs fan? Avs fan in the chat on Twitch. We're only live on Twitch right now. But this will be up on YouTube in probably an hour whenever this video is over, and I'll upload it. So yeah, we want to talk about the Fox rug pull. But like I said, keep your NFT if you bought one from him. And don't worry about it. He's going to get back to the NFT project. Right now, he's focusing on the season, which he should be. So they shouldn't fault him for that. And, he's going to get back to it. And just take his word for it. He's a professional. And if he didn't get back to him, his whole reputation would be scarred for life. It's kind of scarred right now, but I think he's in the clear. He should be good. De'Aaron Fox will make good of this eventually, and especially this summer when the season's over. Kings aren't making the playoffs, and De'Aaron Fox will have plenty of time to work on this NFT collection. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Avs fan. JT's a Canucks fan, so he was loving that when they beat the Flames. So we want to move on to the new updated. This changes every single week. We talk about it every single week. They're still in some meetings. The MLB Lockout news. Right now, it's so close to going to a shortened season. They have till Monday, I believe, to figure this out. Yeah, the deal has to be struck by Monday for there to be a full MLB season ahead of us. If they don't find a deal by Monday, we're going to have a shortened MLB season, which I don't want because, whoever wins the World Series that year, there's going to be a little asterisk next to it. And just like the Dodgers, when they won it, that's a big asterisk right there with the COVID season. And it's going to happen again if we have a shortened season. It's not going to be as fun. And we want to see a full season. I want to see a full season. And let me go into one of the articles here. Well, let's look at some of these headlines. So MLB will cancel regular season games if no union deal is struck. Pretty much everything I just said. But mostly all of this is tied to money. Actually, all of this is tied to money, this lockout. Players want more money. They want bigger bonuses, I was reading. They want they want the minimum salary for those young guys coming up, or just, players that aren't as good riding the bench. They want that minimum salary to be higher, but the owners don't want to do it. And they're kind of far apart on their negotiations right now, and I don't see it getting any better. But hopefully we get some breaking news on tomorrow or Sunday that they reach a deal. I don't even know if they're meeting up on Sunday. Probably not. Maybe they'll meet. I know they're meeting up today. That might be over, though. And these articles right here are not saying that anything's been reached. But I think they're probably not going to meet up Sunday, so they'll meet up Monday. If it's not struck by the end of the day, we're screwed. And we'll probably have a season, yes, but a shortened season. But the funny part is, with MLB, it's like we've been talking about that for years and years. shortening the season anyways, because the season's just so long and there's just so many freaking games, which I don't mind it if, every year from here on out there's a shortened season. But if it's just a short season this year and then next year we go back to the same old long season, it's kind of pointless, and I'm not for that. But if we keep what's a shortened season? Is it only 100 games? Is it 120 instead of like 160? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how long shortened means. But let's just see if anything stands out here. Wow, so the MLB needs a minimum of 4 weeks of spring training before the regular season can start. They need a minimum of a month. So yes, that's why it has to be struck by the end of this month, which is the 28th. Yeah, that's not going to be good. So yeah, I like that. They're going to keep the spring training, get the young guys coming up, and hopefully could land a spot on the team. So that's interesting. I didn't know they needed at least 4 weeks. But yeah, this is the last time they had a lockout was in 2013. I'm reading Avs fan thing. I don't know, 2013. Last time we had a lockout was in 1995. So it's been a long time, 27 years since we had a lockout. It's pretty ridiculous that we still have lockouts to this day. Like, why can't they figure this all out in the off season? It makes no sense to me. I know there's so much on the line, but figure it out. You got so many weeks in the off season to figure this out, so many days, but they can't. Money talks. Money's everything. So that's that. We're gonna go back here, and before this podcast ends, we're gonna talk about the best games of the weekend coming up here. Finally, we have no All-Star games, so that's good. And we have NBA, we got NHL back in full force the second half of the season for both leagues. Obviously, we got, college basketball's winding down here before March Madness starts. I'm going to make a full video on that, filling out my whole bracket from start to finish. And for right now, I'll show you guys. Right now, we're going to look at the games of the weekend popping up here. So, show you guys this. Okay, so the games that I'm going to keep my eye on betting-wise and just watching-wise, the Grizzlies and Bulls, that's going to be a great game. Going at it tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific time, but going at it tomorrow, I'm going to be looking to bet that one. Another big game is the Nets and the Nets and the Bucks. That's going to be fun to watch. I think everyone should be healthy. I don't know if Durant is officially back yet. And then we don't know about Ben Simmons. Jeez, that guy's all over the place. But he's on the Nets now, so that should be good. Wizards fighting for a playoff spot. They're going up against the Cavs. Cavs should win that game, but Wizards really need a win there. They're right at the 10 spot. Or no, they're right at the 11 spot. They need to get into that 10th spot to get into the play-in. So there's that. And then the rest of those games, not big games there, but, Raptors, Hawks, Heat are going to whoop on the Spurs. And then my Kings will probably lose to the Nuggets again. We couldn't beat the Nuggets at our home. We're going to their home now. I'm sure we're not going to beat them. Looking at the next day, we got a bunch of games on Sunday, but Jazz Suns I've been looking at. That's on Sunday. That should be a good game. And Mavericks Warriors, that will be another good game. Not worried about Clippers Rockets, Nuggets Blazers, or Pelicans Lakers, or Celtics Pacers. But yeah, Jazz Suns, Mavericks Warriors. And then for NHL, pull it up here. I had 2 games on my list there that should be really interesting. There we go. Tomorrow. You see that? So tomorrow, Rangers, Penguins. That should be a really good one to watch. 12 p.m. tomorrow. That's Saturday if you're watching this at a later time. Or if you're watching this and it already happened, hope you enjoyed the game. And then another good one, Avalanche versus the Knights. That should be a fun one to watch. And two top teams there battling it out. All the rest of the games, there are teams fighting for playoff spots or just trying to hang on to their position. But my Sharks playing the Bruins, and I don't think my Sharks are making the playoffs this year. So it's a rough one as a Sharks fan and a Kings fan this year for my teams. The only teams doing pretty good are the Niners for me and the Giants for my teams. But that's the beauty of sports. You have so many teams. One of them is bound to do good, right? One of them. But sometimes you have years where they all suck. So it is what it is. So we went over NBA games, NHL games. Other than that, big events this weekend. Nothing crazy. We got some golf. Like I said, college basketball is winding down. So if you're into that, I just love March Madness. I don't really watch games. I do like betting on games, but I don't like watch them throughout the season. But we will be keeping an eye on March Madness. So I'm going to end this podcast here in a few minutes. If you have any last questions, comments, anything like that, post them in the chat. And if you're watching this on YouTube at a later time, definitely feel free to comment or comment like what I should talk about in the next episode. I'll probably be filming episode again on Monday, wrapping up the weekend, talking about the big events. Hopefully on Monday, when I'm filming the podcast, I'll be talking about the MLB season starting and playing a full season. Hopefully we got news on that and we know what's going to be happening by the time I'm recording. But other than that, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out on Twitch. And if you're watching on YouTube, those links will be in the description if you want to join on Twitch and be there live for it. I got a good video coming up this Wednesday. Be on the lookout for this. I'm going to post it on YouTube. It's a fun one. It's not like a podcast, but it's a debate club type thing. So look at that. It's a sports teams debate club. So look for that. It's going to be fun. That's going to be posted most likely on Wednesday. So keep an eye on that one. And with that being said, guys, appreciate you guys hanging out. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Enjoys the weekend's games. Hopefully you make some money if you're betting on any sports or betting on any individual games. And hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'll see you on the next podcast or other video. Peace.